Before I go further, is it I have switched on my fan? Is it disturb you when I speak? Is it the sound is too loud? Is it okay?
No, sir.
No disturbances, right?
Yes, sir.
My voice is loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, Chamindi, before everyone else joining in, can I know bit of a background of yours? Last week we didn't speak. I just want to know: are you working, or are you coming from an accounting background? I mean, you have done your A levels in commerce stream or something else. That's that sort of things I need to know.
A levels in math stream.
Okay.
I am an undergraduate of quantity surveying.
Okay. Which university, if I may ask?
KDU.
Okay. It's very popular these days, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's good that I mean, you might even realize now, since you're from mathematics background, it's very much easy to convert yourself into finance rather than other way around. Like going forward, everything will be like based on mathematics and accounting theories. Yes, it's important, but going forward, those things will be somewhat not significant. Like mathematical and math stream content will be no, it's very prominent. So I think you can grasp very much easier. I mean, going forward. So, like, do you have any basic ideas on accounting principles and those kind of stuff? The
Yes,
basic.
sir.
Okay. Hi, Jayakumar. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Good night, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think we'll just wait till I think there could be some Munidas and some couple of student will come while they joining. I want to share with you some this. Have you gone through your syllabus content, guys? Have you gone through?
No, sir.
Yeah, you have to go through your syllabus content, because like when it comes to your syllabus, can you see the screen? Is it visible? I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible, guys?
Visible.
So when it comes to the syllabus, and when it comes to the subject of management accounting, it's very important to just, since you're just starting your management accounting education, so you need to you have to know the basics. So it's very important you understand what is everything is all about. So like when even when it comes to a sport, the most successful players are who follow their basics very well. Even when it comes to cricket, the commentators used to say, they have to follow the basics. So for you guys, I mean, my advice is you to get the basics right. So when you get the basics right, it's very easy you to go further. And when the syllabus, I mean, the subject content is increasing, it is very much easy for you to grasp everything and anything the syllabus may throw at you. So it is very important to take the basics. So when it comes to your management accounting syllabus, you can see the weightages. So you need to be mindful of weightages, and you know why these weightages are. Do you understand why the ABCD like the five syllabus area, and they have allocated time you to prepare, right? So it's not that you need to confine to these time slots, but you need to give the prominence to the highest weightage given area. So you need to you can see the analysis of cost and costing system and methods have the like 60% of out of 100, the weightage 60%. That means more than 50% coverage will be on cost. So you need to understand the costing and the various types of costs in terms of management accounting. So then you can answer any question they have thrown at you. So you need to be very careful. See, like analysis of cost have prominency of 25%, and they have given time allocation of 22 hours. So and costing systems and method we will do, and we will do practice questions as, because you have MCQ kind of a testing system. So it's very much easy for you to go forward. But anyway, like to answer, to select an answer, you need to know the how to arrive at that answer. So no, like usually what they do is they will, since you have four answers, basically two answers will be very similar, and out of those two you need to find the correct answer. So you need to be very careful, and you need to get the correct answer correctly. So it's like and short-term decision making, planning and control, even those subjects have like 15 and 20 percent weightage. So you need to you can look. I just downloaded this thing from the CMA website. So you just go through it. Then when it comes to each and every content, you can see they have breakdown each and every. They have dissect each and every component, and they have given you the area that you need to cover, right? So it will be very much easy for you to follow your syllabus better. And it's like you need to allocate your time efficiently, so you can score more marks. Okay, so you need to go through this. You can download this management accounting content. I'll share in the LMS as well. So you need to just go through this, then you will find out what sort of a content and what sort of a prominency you have in terms of your syllabus area. Okay, so okay guys, last week we have stopped the class, like the various cost objects we have you done this cost objects, cost centers and cost unit, this area now guys? Shavinde? You need to speak, otherwise I think you will fast to sleep. This is a very peculiar hour to study, so you need to you need to interact with me, otherwise I don't know whether you are sleeping or you are listening. So Ajay Kumar, is it yeah. If I can recall correctly, I think I have stopped um, I have explained this direct and indirect costs. Is it like if I can recall correctly, guys? Okay. Anyway, like if I refresh your memory, and if I ask you a question, if I ask you a question when it comes to P and L, you know what's a P and L, right, Shamindi? Profit and loss account. Loss account. Shamindi? Jayakumar, can you remember the profit and loss account?
Yeah, sir, I remember.
Yeah, in the profit and loss account, can you remember? On top of the profit and loss account, you have revenue, right? Revenue. What is revenue? Yeah. What do you understand by revenue?
Revenue means this our income and
Yeah, I mean revenue, what we get from what we sell, right? The money or the income that generate through our sales. So it's like revenue will be it will be cost plus whatever the profit margins, right? So you need to understand. You need to be very clear what will be your cost structure. So after revenue, what is the other component? Directly we deduct from the revenue. What is the next part of the P&L? Can you remember?
expenses.
Yeah. After the revenue, can you remember what is the next item like in the P&L? So just after the revenue, we will deduct something. So to get gross profit. So what is that component that we will deduct? Can you remember?
Final resources.
Nope. After revenue, I mean, yes, you need to. When I speak these things, you need to. I mean, go when you do your financial accounting subject, and after your financial accounting, I mean, yes, of course. I mean, you have to wait till some couple of weeks to do your P&L. So, but since you are doing a professional exam, you need to understand what's a P&L, profit and loss account is, and what is the balance sheet, and what are the other main financial statements are. So that's I'm assuming that you guys have not entire understanding, but at least you guys know the basic. I'm assuming you guys know that basic stuff on those kind of financial statements. So can you remember after the revenue, the top line, we will deduct something. It's not a single item, but it consists of 2 or 3 items, but we call it as collectively as one thing. Can you remember cost of sales, my guys? Can you remember cost of sales? Okay, what I want to teach you is, you need to understand what to generate your revenue, what sort of a cost, what sort of expenses you need to incur to gather your revenue. So our topic area is the types of cost, various types of cost components. So I will share the screen again so you can. So you can see the screen. We have direct cost and indirect costs. So you can there are some couple of examples you can understand better through those examples. I mean, when it comes to a direct cost, if you can see, if you can read the phrase, it directly say a direct cost is a cost that can be traced in full in relation to a cost object. Can you remember the cost object? Just see what is the cost object is. Cost object can be a product, service, center, activity, customer, or distribution channel. So can you see, cost object means basically the item that you sell, right? It could be a service, it could be a product, it could be a various thing. That revenue generation is deriving through this cost object. So when direct cost is a cost that can be traced in full in relation to a cost object. Okay, so direct, basically you need to understand when we sell something, we will deduct just after the revenue the direct cost. So you can if you can recall profit and loss account, we will do some sums, don't worry. When we do some sums and when we have better illustrations, you will understand what I'm saying. So just have an understanding what is a direct cost is. So basically a direct cost is that can be traced in full relation to a cost object. So after identifying the direct cost, we can dissect those direct costs into various categories. Can you see? Direct materials, direct labor, other direct costs. So as you know, the direct costs are costs that can be traced in full to a cost object. So just the opposite is the indirect cost. Guys, can you read this the part indirect cost, Giacomo? Can you read this? Indirect costs are the costs that cannot be identified specifically and exclusively with a given cost object. You understand what it says?
Indirect cost, yeah.
What it says, Chavindi?
Yes.
Chavindi? So when as I said, direct costs are costs that can be directly traced to a cost object. So other than direct costs, all the other costs are we categorize them as indirect costs. So even indirect costs, we can categorize them as indirect labor, indirect materials, and indirect other costs. So just read through this indirect costs or the overheads. So we identified indirect costs are all the costs that are not direct, right? Do you understand that, guys? Guys, you need to speak. Otherwise, I don't know. As I said, you guys understand or what? Chavindi? Okay. Okay, we'll go through this. I'll just explain indirect cost or overhead. Usually we refer indirect costs are overheads, right? Because like you will see when you go through your financial accounting subjects and when you go through final accounts, you will identify we have the revenue on the top. Just after that, we will find the cost of sales. Under cost of sales, you will get all the direct costs, right? So you will add the openings stocks and the purchases, and you will deduct the final the remaining final stocks. So you will get after that you will get the cost of sales. So you have to understand how you derive at these stocks. When it comes to stocks, inventory, your all the direct costs are included in the stocks or the inventory. If the expenses or the costs that are not included in the inventory, we will expense them as overheads. This is what it says. You need to be clear about that. So when we go forward, you will understand the product cost and the period cost. There is a distinct differentiation of another differentiation of cost, like product cost and the period. The next slides will explain those. So since we are at the direct and indirect cost components, direct cost basically the cost that includes in your inventory calculation. Other stocks, the indirect ones, you will categorize them as this. This can be also categorized as production, administration, selling and distribution, etc., based on its function. So production or factory overhead included all indirect material costs, indirect wages, and indirect expenses incurred in the production process of a product. Do you understand, guys? Hi, Jacob. Guys, can we like switch on? Yeah, can we like switch on the camera? Then I can see you guys better. Because otherwise,
Sir, my camera is not clear.
then it's okay. You have to speak then. Okay. Otherwise, I think that you guys are not listening or you're not concentrating enough. It's like I'm just speaking. You guys. So when I ask question, you guys at least have to answer. Or if you don't understand, you just have to let me know. Huh? Otherwise, it's very difficult me to like the process what you guys are going through. So you have to help me in help you, right? So
Okay, sure.
so like give me 1 minute. So when it comes to do you understand what I'm saying so far that these indirect and direct cost components, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you have to be very careful. The product, we will next slide will explain that the product cost, the first part of the the three cost components. You can see the production cost, right, or factory overhead, like those costs sometimes included in the product cost. Like it's basically it depends on the production process. So you need to be very careful how it goes. It's a bit of a tricky thing when it comes to production cost. But other than that, administration and selling and distribution cost, it's a very clear thing. It's definitely indirect cost that usually we will expense them after the gross profit. Okay, so you just go through this. It's a detailed explanation is on your syllabus content as well. You just go through that. Huh? Right. As I explained earlier, the product cost and the period cost, you need to be very clear, right? So usually I use this example when I explain this production cost and the period cost. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I use this example. Okay, just write down these numbers, just basic numbers. I will just tell you. You just write it down these numbers. Okay, raw material cost 1,000. Just write it down. Raw material transportation cost to the factory, say 500. That means the raw material from, say, maybe from the port or the where you buy those stuff, you have to transport them to your factory, no? So that expense is 500. That means transportation cost to factory, just say like that. But you need to be very clear. Transportation cost, I'm saying transportation cost as when you buy raw materials, you need to transport them from, say, from the port or the place you bought those stuff. You need to transport them to the factory. That cost is 500. You understand? Okay. Manufacturing, the machine operators cost, say, another 100. Altogether, what? How much, guys?
500.
How much? I said 1,500, another 100. Like raw material.
1,600.
1,600. Okay. Another, just say factory rent, another 100. You just don't think about the numbers. Just write those numbers down. Right, another 100. Transportation charges. This time it's the other way around. The transportation cost factory to the sales outlet. Say another 200. It's not the same thing. You need to understand. Earlier I said transportation cost to the factory where that thing bought from. This time transportation cost your factory to the the sales outlet. That charge 100. Okay, maybe some promotional charges, another 100. So altogether, if I can recall correctly, I think it's like 1,900.
Yeah, 1,900.
Right. So I just need to know, when it comes to product cost, what are the